It's April 9th, 2024. I'm your host, Scott Schlee, and you're listening to Skyhigh Security CloudCast. In the first half of this two-part episode, we looked at cybersecurity in movies and TV to see how accurately cinematic portrayals reflected reality. You can find the link to that episode in the show notes. In this episode, we focus on artificial intelligence on the silver screen. From sentient robots to virtual assistants, we'll examine how AI has captured our imaginations and shaped our perceptions. We'll also look at how accurate Hollywood's portrayals of AI are, and if they serve as self-fulfilling prophecies by inspiring creation and public policy. Hollywood has long been obsessed with artificial intelligence, creating characters that often evoke a mix of fascination and fear, ranging from benevolent helpers to malevolent overlords. They reflect society's hopes and anxieties about AI technology. The first on-screen appearance of an artificial intelligence, decades before the term AI was coined, was Fritz Lang's 1927 silent film masterpiece, Metropolis. Metropolis introduced audiences to the concept of a sentient humanoid robot, a symbol of technological advancement and societal control. The robot was created by the wealthy elite in order to incite chaos and rebellion among the working class. This idea of man creating robotic, artificial life would serve as an inspiration and a template for human and machine interactions in cinema for years to come. The most common movie trope inspired by Metropolis is the man's creation turning on its creator. This trope became more and more prevalent in movies as technology began to catch up with our imagination, raising questions about the ethics and control of AI. Fast forward to 1968, when Stanley Kubrick's 2001: A Space Odyssey stunned audiences with HAL 9000, an AI entity gone rogue.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Kubrick's movie is the epitome of the rise of an evil computer. HAL's chilling demeanor and existential threat left a lasting impression on viewers, sparking intense discussions about the ethics of AI and its potential dangers. Jumping ahead to the late 20th and early 21st centuries, franchises like Star Wars and The Matrix presented AI in various forms, from the calculating coldness of the Empire's drones to the all-encompassing power of the Matrix itself. These films explored themes of rebellion, autonomy, and the blurred line between man and machine. Fortunately, AI doesn't always have world domination in mind when it comes to the movies. Some are dedicated helpers to their human counterparts. Characters like R2-D2 and C-3PO from Star Wars franchise exemplify this portrayal with their unwavering loyalty and resourcefulness.
You know, you look at things like Star Wars. That's the first movie that I believe that a robot saves a human.
Dan Meacham is the Vice President of Security Operations for Legendary Entertainment.
Where before, robots always killed humans, but yet R2-D2 and C-3PO save the guys in a trash compactor.
Similarly, in WALL-E, the titular robot embodies AI's potential for environmental stewardship.
You know, from the WALL-E perspective, I totally get that, to where there's a lot of... So if we break it down, there's a lot of dependence on things that make things better for us so we don't have to do things today. And, you know, and you think, wow, we're going to have robots driving around everywhere. Well, think of it from the perspective that, you know, when do you think you did your last spelling test? You know, now we rely on the red squiggly line to tell us I misspelled a word. And then we moved into Grammarly and other different things where we had better grammar based off of these different tools, or using AI to help craft or innovate, you know, code or, you know, papers or other different types of communication that we want to do. And so we are on this track where we've been on this track for ever since innovation really happened, to where we continually try to better things for us, to make things easier for us, or to, you know, get rid of the tasks that we don't want to take on every day, right? So we can focus on other different pieces. And so when you look at the WALL-E perspective, very much we are on a solid trajectory to match a lot of the different things that you experience in that particular story, that particular universe, right? And when you think about the hover chair where people are bloated and they're just sitting there. Well, when you watch what they're actually doing in that particular story, yes, there's a lot of things for the children, but it's a solid message back to the adults, because they're constantly on their screens scrolling through things, and they talk through their screens, not interacting with each other. They interact with each other through the screen and technology. And so, unfortunately, I think there's that particular trajectory that we're kind of working towards, and having the autonomous, co-pilot or pilot driving the spacecraft, or some of the other different pieces, the robots that come in and clean things up. I mean, I'm sure you have one that sweeps your floor at the house and so forth. So a lot of those different mechanisms and faculties are there today.
These examples highlight how AI is often depicted as cooperative and beneficial, emphasizing its capacity to augment human endeavors and promote progress. Does this mean cinema inspired our modern-day concept of artificial intelligence? Not entirely. The idea of man creating artificial life isn't a recent concept. Far from it. Some of the earliest references to artificial intelligence appear in the works of ancient Greek poets and philosophers like Hesiod around 700 BC. Hesiod tells the story of Talos, a giant bronze man built by Hephaestus, Greek god of invention and blacksmithing, to protect the island of Crete from invaders. But given the current advancements in technology, the creative minds behind some of the most beloved and feared AI entities have obviously inspired what we know of as modern AI and how we perceive it. 2001: A Space Odyssey introduced concepts such as tablet devices and AI assistants, which we now experience through Siri or Alexa. The 2013 movie Her presents an unconventional view of the interaction between humans and artificial intelligence. Positioned in a futuristic setting, it illustrates the development of emotional connections between individuals and AI virtual aides. At the time the movie was made, virtual aides like Siri were still in their infancy, and the AI depicted was beyond technology at that time. 11 years later, we now see AI that can be easily carried on your phone, and early releases of AI that's been programmed to be more companion than assistant. Regarding public perception, perhaps no film has had more of a profound impact than Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. Released in 2022, the film depicted a world where AI surveillance had reached unprecedented levels of intrusion. President Biden, reportedly influenced by the film, issued an executive order to strengthen regulations on AI surveillance technologies, citing concerns over privacy and civil liberties, reinforcing the idea that these cinematic representations can indeed influence public policy and shape our collective understanding of AI's role in society. So, how realistic are these portrayals of AI? While Hollywood may exaggerate certain aspects for dramatic effect, they often reflect genuine concerns and possibilities surrounding AI technology. During the summer of 2023, Hollywood faced a unique issue that was somewhat of its own making during the writers' and actors' strikes. As the generative AI technology used to de-age actors on screen and portray actors posthumously advanced, it became a concern for some in Hollywood that the use of AI to replicate performances and create content needed to be addressed. So, are the depictions of AI in movies creating a self-fulfilling prophecy that will continually inspire the further evolution of AI? And in turn, those creations may inspire future writers and movie makers to imagine the next evolution of AI. Makes you wonder, what exactly will they think of or create next? You can listen to Skyhigh Security CloudCast on iHeartRadio, Apple, Spotify, Google, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss an episode. And if you've been enjoying CloudCast, we'd love to hear from you. Leave us a review on your favorite platform and let us know what you think. Your feedback helps us improve and reach more listeners just like you. For more information about the podcast or Skyhigh Security's cloud security solutions, please visit skyhighsecurity.com.